Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video on this lovely Monday lunchtime. Sat out here in the sun. What a way to start the week. The Newcastle announcing the signing of Sandro Tonali. That's right, midday today, this Monday lunchtime, Newcastle have officially announced that Sandro is a Geordie and has joined the club for an undisclosed fee that's thought to be around 55 million and will be with the club signing a contract till 2028. Take it in, enjoy it. He will be wearing a black and white shirt at the start of next season, and it's a big one for Newcastle, and I'm happy it's done. Having supported Newcastle my whole life, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have watching this video, we have been burnt a few times in the past. So as excited as I wanted to get about this one, it's nice to have it done and not have to talk about the signing that Newcastle will hopefully have in the door soon. Well, it's official. It's announced by the club. They put a little image on there of him wearing his Toon top. It's like a cartoon design image. Still waiting to see a few photos of him wearing the real thing. That's the thing. It's been passed back and forward a little bit as to whether he was potentially going to be in Newcastle during last week, and then it would be announced at the weekend, and then it was said he was actually not going to arrive in Newcastle until later this week. But could the club still announce it over the weekend, which I think makes sense. I think there's, you know, it's great to make a spectacle of it and announce it to the world, but I think we've known for quite some time that it was happening, and everyone's just getting that little bit antsy and just wanted it to be officially revealed by the club. So it is still expected, because normally what happens is you see him in the training ground, you see him going into St James's Park before the club even announces it. It's worked a little bit different this time, and I think it makes sense to do that. You know, he's come straight off a season, he's then gone away and played for the Italy under-21s. Now it's can we get the announcement done so everyone can be happy and move on, and then we'll hopefully see him wearing the kit very, very soon. And Newcastle haven't waited around, by the way, because there's quite a bit of news coming out yesterday from the Telegraph. Newcastle are actually approaching the loans market, and there's a few players being mentioned that I do want to talk about in this video as well. But yes, the big news coming out today, as I say, as I sit down in the sun on this Monday lunchtime, and I'm not only happy that it's done, but a little sigh of relief, and just great news that we can just kind of take that sign in. And look, it's a big one. It is a big one. 55 million as reported. I mean, the outlets over in Italy are reporting even high, you know, closer to 60 million for the player. And it's going to be a big difference for the club. I think centre midfield was somewhere we really wanted to focus on this window to try and bulk up. And it's going to be a big season, Champions League season for Newcastle. We cannot go into this season under-prepared. We have to be over-prepared. I think the likes of a 23-year-old player from Milan who's really ripped it up over there, captain of AC Milan, captain of the Italy under-21s. He's got a lot to offer this club. And I think it's really important as well that we've done it early. We've done it early. He's going to come in now and be part of the full pre-season training. He's going to be over that river in 2 weeks' time, hopefully stepping out into the Gateshead Stadium in front of 11,000, well, mostly Newcastle fans, to be honest, watching him get underway in that black and white shirt, ready for the season. So, yeah, it's a big move, and look, we've been linked with a few players this window. We've been linked with, you know, the Madisons and the Shabazlais, and look, it shows there's a real intent for Newcastle to go out and bring in some big players. And I think Tonali is not only big for us moving forward in this season to have him available, but it's also a bit of a, by the way, everybody else that we're looking at for the next 2 months of this window, look what we did. Look who we just bought. Look how much money we've spent on this project. And look at what this team is trying to achieve. Look at what this club is trying to achieve. It's not only a statement to the fans and the current players, but it's a statement to the other teams that we mean business. And it's a statement to other players who are looking at Newcastle and going, are they a team that maybe I could join? Because they are going out there and spending some big money on some big players and bringing them into the club. So yeah, happy days. Great to see the announcement from Newcastle. Great to see the photos starting to be revealed by the club as well. I cannot wait to see more, and I cannot wait to see him in that black and white shirt as well. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on Tonali down below. Let me know your thoughts on Newcastle's, I guess, next move in this window and what we look to do next. Reports coming out in the Telegraph yesterday that Newcastle could actually enter the loans market this summer window. As I've mentioned already, it's a tough window. It's a tough window. Players are expensive, and they're even more expensive when teams know that Newcastle have got the money. The Telegraph are reporting that Newcastle could well enter the loans market in the hope to try and bulk up the squad going into this new season. Two names in particular have been mentioned. Calvin Phillips from Man City and Conor Gallagher from Chelsea are understood to be targets of Eddie Howe in terms of loan signings. So you let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Generally speaking, I think the pair of them, you know, if you want to give them to us on loan for free for a season, I'm sure the pair of them could take a look at Tonali and learn a thing or two about playing in those positions. But I think the main thing isn't necessarily those players. It's more just, is that a market you think Newcastle could look down? Because at the end of the day, if we could bring in Tonali, maybe one or two other big signings this summer, and then bulk it up a little bit with maybe one or two loan deals, and maybe not necessarily go out and buy players just to put on the bench, but a way to bring in players that can be high caliber and still challenge for positions, but without having to spend all the money on them, is maybe go for a couple of loan deals too. And look, I would take Phillips or Gallagher on loan. Let's be honest. Would Chelsea or Man City loan them to us? Possibly not. And that's the thing. Yes, going out and buying players can be tough because of the price tags. Going out and loaning players from other Premier League sides who realistically don't want to loan them to us. Why would Chelsea want to loan us players for free to help us compete with them to try and get a top 4 spot? Why would Man City loan us a player when Newcastle are building and hoping to challenge? The only thing is with Man City, they're pretty good, aren't they? They are still a step ahead of us, I would say. At the moment, they could maybe look to loan us a player to try and help us beat down an Arsenal or a Manchester United. But generally speaking, why would they want to help us? So as much as I do agree with the article that's coming out from the Telegraph and that it is a great move for Newcastle to get into, I think it's still going to be tough. And I think for the likes of Conor Gallagher and Phillips, to be honest, the pair of them have both said they want to fight for their places. So I'm not even sure if they would necessarily be moves that would happen. But if you want to talk about loans generally, I like it. Who doesn't like the option of a loan move for a player that we pay nothing towards? Try him out for a year. If we like him, maybe we'll try and buy him off you. If we don't like him, we'll send him back. So yeah, it's great that the Tonali announcement has been done. As I say, we can take that deep breath. We can look forward to seeing the photos of him coming out with the black and white shirt, seeing him in training at Newcastle. And what we can also do is tick him off our list. Big tick against Tonali. After all that talk for the last 2 weeks, it's official. The contract's signed. He is in the club. And as I've said, I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him very soon. Now we can take a step forwards. And that's the thing, there's no rest this summer window. Dan Ashworth, I'm sure, has already been hard at work looking into who's going to be next. A few rumours coming out, as I say, on links, I should say, to a few loan options for Newcastle. You let me know your thoughts on them down below. And are there any other players Newcastle could well be looking at to bring in very soon? Let me know your thoughts on Tonali down below. We've talked a lot about him, of what he can add to this side. Are you happy to see that it is officially done and dusted? As I say, not loads of sun today, but I managed to pick a nice moment to sit here outside, bit of sunshine and some happy news for the Toon fans. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Loads of videos coming out at the moment, loads to talk about with Newcastle, so be sure not to miss out. Thanks for watching. Come on Tonali, Sandro the Geordie, and I'll catch you later.